and welcome back, hopefully, to Tabletop Battle and a little review of one of the more famous tanks of World War II, the Sherman. Don't you agree, Svein?
Absolutely. I just think about that movie.
Fury. This is not an M4 Easy 8.
That's true. It's not a
M4A3E8, also known as Easy 8. It's not Brad Pitt.
Thankfully.
No, thankfully.
Thankfully.
Yes. Anywho, this is probably one of the most well-known tanks of World War II. It can be fielded by several armies. US in particular has this as its mainstay tank. The British can field it and the Russians can field it.
That's quite good if you play the Allied.
Yeah.
You can actually use this tank for all your armies.
Yes.
Awesome.
Especially with the US, this tank stands out not only because the number it was produced in, but because of the number of variations.
Lots of variations.
If you look in the US Army book alone, there's 8 different entries on this tank. You have the M4 Sherman with its standard 75mm gun.
That's this one.
You have the M4A1 to A4 Sherman with the 75mm gun, still that one.
So A1 to A4.
Yep, but with different benefits. You have the M4A1, A2 and A3, 76mm. You have the Jumbo. You have the 105mm howitzer, M4. Then you have the M4A3 105mm howitzer. You have the Calliope rocket launcher tank. And you have the Sippo or Ronson crocodile flamethrower tank. All of which are based on the Sherman chassis.
That's a lot of tanks.
But we will take this tank from the point that it is either an M4 Sherman 75mm or an M4A1 to A4. If you look at the basic model, it has an armor value of 9. It has a gyro stabilized if veteran.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, turret mounted medium anti-tank gun with a coaxial MMG and forward facing FMG.
In the hull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can add a pintle mounted medium machine gun to the turret. For 15 points. It can upgrade the pintle-mounted MMG to a heavy machine gun for further 10 points. The drawbacks is that the tank easily catches fire, meaning that if there is a damage result that causes it to catch fire, instead of adding 1 pin, you add D3, possibly 2.
But really not such a big disadvantage.
Not really.
Because first you need to be glanced.
First you need to be hit.
You need to be
then
hit.
You need to be glanced or hit, and you need your opponent to roll a 3.
Or a 6-3 if you're glanced.
Then you have thin sides.
That's a little bit worse.
Yeah, the initial versions of the Sherman, the sides were very vulnerable. So instead of a +1 penetration modifier for your opponent to the sides, it has +2.
Yeah, that's a little bit worse.
And then there's a bonus in a special rule. It's the HE. Instead of causing the normal D2 hits from, say, the Panzer III, this is a D6 HE shell. All Shermans that have, well, normal guns.
Yeah, equipped with a 75mm.
Yeah.
So that's exactly the same as the Cromwell we also did a review on.
Yeah. Points wise, the M4 Sherman, if you don't do any upgrades on it, is 185 points at the regular.
Okay, so 185 points.
That's 20.
That's 20 points
than
the Cromwell.
Yeah. If we look at the M4A1, it costs 195 points. You can remove the easily catches fire for 10 points.
Which makes it 205, and then it's exactly the same as the Cromwell.
Yes. What difference differentiates? I'm still stuck at this just as you were the other one.
Have problems.
The difference between them. I'll do that one instead. You see, I fixed it. The difference is the Sherman has more upgrade options.
Yeah, lots of upgrade options.
It says it can add a pintle mounted MMG and then upgrade the MMG to a HMG. So you have a little bit more options with the Sherman.
Versatility.
Yeah. But if we look at just removing the easily catches fire, it's the exact same cost and gun and armor as
A
the
Panzer
British,
III and
the
a
British
Cromwell. Only thing that is then different between the German is the actual D6 hits, which we cannot stop talking about because
Yeah,
it's awesome.
It's awesome to have a tank that is so versatile as well the Cromwell, and for the US the Sherman. If you upgrade this thing with an additional pintle mounted machine gun, you can pump out 9 shots.
Yeah, you can pump out you can do the HE shots, actually scoring up to 6.
Yeah.
So you get 4 shots from the hull. You get 6, potentially
this thing
6.
can potentially wipe a full
squad
of
guys.
infantry.
So you can have 10 if your score is 6 with HE, and then another 4 on the pintle mounted. So you can actually have 14 shots coming in.
The model in itself, I assembled it. It's pretty straightforward. There's not so much fiddly bits on this as certain other tanks. Plastic. Only thing that I can put my finger on is the tracks. I keep gluing them to my fingers, so if you end up buying this tank, you will have a piece of Damon in your house, because I know there's some skin somewhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah, nothing negative about it. It's an easy assemble job. It looks fairly good. Yeah, it's a nice kit.
Yeah.
Comes with options on the barrel though. You can have this, which is the 75mm, or you can add the 76mm.
Yeah, and that would make it the same as a Panzer IV.
Yeah, and then we're looking at a 235 point tank.
So a Panzer IV version G, for example, would be exactly the same, 235 points.
Still comes with the options of upgrading
the machine gun.
the pintle, or adding a pintle mounted and upgrading it further. Yeah. And can also have a Colin Hedgerow cutter. Other than that, as we said, you have a lot of variations on the Sherman, but the kit that this tank is assembled from is based on 75mm or 76mm barrels. Yeah. So that's what you can make from it. You can possibly, if your opponent is nice, use it as a jumbo.
Yeah. And we are all nice opponents when we play bolt action.
Yes, of course we are.
Of course we are.
So the reason why you buy this is absolutely the versatility. I mean, we all know, or most people that know us know which tank I'm a fan of, but I'm not opposed to fielding a Sherman due to the versatility of it.
For 185 points, you can actually have a medium anti-tank gun and medium armor value. So it's not bad if you manage to hide your sides.
Yeah, you keep your front to your enemy.
Yeah. And with a turret, that's not so hard. And remember, upgrade with a pintle-mounted machine gun for another 15 points, so that's 200.
Yep.
So if you then choose, you can do 4 shots from the hull, 4 shots from the turret with the medium machine gun, and then 4 shots with the... so that's actually 12 shots.
12 shots.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So, versatility, you can build this tank in lots of variations using the different entries in the rulebook.
Yep.
If you play Russians and you play the British, you can use the same tank for all 3 armies.
Yep.
Including the US, of course. And it's a good looking model, easy to put together. And
let's see how easy it is to paint.
Yeah, Damon will paint it, and we will use it in the battle report, and after that we will put it up for auction for the War Veterans Project.
And the link's below.
The link is below. So this has been Svein and Damon from
Tabletopbattle.com.
and we are signing off.